The great outdoors in Tennessee is heating up, both figuratively and literally. And this morning, Matthew Cameron with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency is here with some great information that is important about living and playing in East Tennessee outdoors. How you doing?
Great, sir.
We got a lot to cover, and I want to get to it.
All right.
Spring turkey season's over.
Yep.
But let's get a report. How did spring turkey season go?
Well, it's almost identical to last year as far as harvest numbers go. I think we're down 1%, which is not significant. Right. Down 5% though over the 5-year average. So starting the season later now, and we're seeing great opening weekend harvest. Man, it's booming, and then it's really dropping off after that. So in the future, we're trying to move the season back a little bit earlier because the early season seems to be a little bit better for hunting. For hunting, absolutely. And let's skip forward just a little bit, still staying in the area of big game, and let's talk about bears, because we have been seeing a lot of bears. I know that down at Church Hill there was a mama bear and a cub walking right through the middle of town. People are seeing bears everywhere right now. Yeah, we've had a lot of people move to the area too, so we've got bears and people
interacting.
Yes, much more than we used to, and that's going to be something that's more common in the future as well. But yeah, it's the time of year for the breeding season, so bear activity is going to be higher because of that. Just like deer, they move more during breeding season. Then the young males are getting dispersed by their mother that's been with her since last year. She kicks them out the door, says go be a man somewhere else. And so we're just seeing a lot of activity for those two reasons right now.
And I think that the bear population is doing well from the number of cubs that we have seen here recently. We've seen litters of 2 and 3, sometimes even 4 cubs with one mother.
They're healthy. Summer berries are coming in right now too, so that does seem to help a little bit. But they still, gosh, when you have this many people and this many bears, we're still going to get those interactions. So the bear wise basics: keep the bird seed up, pet food, garbage contained, all that stuff.
Just use some common sense when interacting with bears too, if they appear in your area.
Yes,
absolutely. And quota hunts, we got those coming up, and we want to tell folks that the registration for those quota hunts is open right now.
It sure is. A lot of folks don't have private lands to hunt on. They depend on public properties. So we do have some WMAs that are quota hunt only, which means you have to apply for a permit to get to hunt there. So that period is open right now until July 24th. So don't miss the opportunity to apply for those.
And I think Tennessee is great in the fact that they do offer that public land for hunting, because there's a lot of places that are just completely off limits for folks.
Correct. We have some WMAs that you can just go and hunt, same as statewide season, but others, it's a little more reserved, I guess, to create a better hunting experience and to limit the number of animals that are taken there. So that's what the period is right now that's open.
Well, the process for getting onto those quota hunts, can they do that through your all's website?
Yeah, it's always, TNWildlife.org. There's a quota hunts link, and there's instructions on there for how you can apply for the different hunts.
And we got to talk about, because July 4th, the holiday is coming up and just days away, and more people are going to be back out on area lakes. I know a lot of folks are out there this weekend, will be for the next several weekends. It's time to keep some boating safety tips in mind.
Absolutely. We've had 9 fatalities already this year.
That's tragic.
All of them were drownings. Could have been prevented by a properly worn U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. So we're always going to beat that drum. But the numbers of boats that are on the water is really increasing right now with all this heat. Everybody's getting to the water to cool off. So just, gosh, use your head out there, be courteous, keep a sober operator, and wear those life jackets.
And I know a lot of the sober part, very important, especially around a holiday like the July 4th. I know everybody wants to have a good time, but just like you are on land, you might want to designate a driver.
That's the simplest way to make sure you're safe and you don't go to jail. We've already seen several BUI arrests this year on area lakes, and it always amazes me that that continues to happen. As much as we enforce that and preach that, we still get drunk operators out there. And
all the area lakes, as far as I know, are at full pool right now. Some of them even above full pool. So you got to take in an area you may have boated in a month ago may be completely different than it is now.
Sure, get a lot of folks run aground out there, hit submerged rocks or objects. So know your waterway and have a second set of eyes out there to help you watch.
And you want to encourage folks, and I do this regularly. Go to your all's website and just see what's going on all across the state, not just here in East Tennessee, but all across the state of Tennessee. Y'all are a great source to keep up with everything that's going on, and as far as getting licenses, getting boat permits, things that you'll have all that information on.
We sure do. TNWildlife.org. It's a great site. A lot of information on there. Call our regional office in Morristown. Those ladies know more than I do about TWRA, so
and that's saying a lot.
They can help you.
Absolutely. Matt Cameron, thank you for everything y'all do. Folks, right there is that website I'm talking about. You can get on there. It is a treasure trove of information about the great outdoors in Tennessee. I encourage you to go to tnwildlife.org.